and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos today. So I wanted to talk to you today about how to get everything you want, how to get your manifestations and how to get the dream life, because a lot of people I think will be interested by this video and the kind of topics and discussions that I want to have with you about this. So if you're kind of like struggling maybe to see those big manifestations come through, you're struggling to kind of see everything come together, or some people may not be manifesting anything, I hope this video is going to help you and give you some top tips on how you can shift this. So what really triggered this conversation for me with you guys today is actually I was watching my good friend George Lizos's YouTube video, and he was talking about the universe is not your bitch, and I had to laugh at this because it was so true what he was saying of, you know, we want all these things and we want all these desires and there's nothing wrong with wanting that. But the universe isn't your bitch here. You know, the universe isn't like, yes, Emma, we will bring you X, Y, Z, houses, cars, handbags, designer things, money, success, fame, fortune. Do you know what I mean? Like, the universe is not like, yes, master, I will bring you these things. Like, and I think, I mean, this is how people are brought into the law of attraction. You know, I always say if The Secret hadn't have been written the way it had, people wouldn't have got on this spiritual path. So The Secret knew what it was doing. The universe knew what it was doing when that book came out, God, like what, over 10, 13, 14 years ago. So for those of you who haven't read The Secret, which I'd be very surprised if you haven't read The Secret, it is a book by Rhonda Byrne, which obviously went viral like 13, 14 years ago now, and obviously was how everybody got into the law of attraction. And it was written in such a way where it did appeal to people's egos. It appealed in a way that, you know, was like, you can have anything you want, money, handbags, love, everything, like anything you've dreamed of. And that is absolutely true. You can. I'm not about to sit here and say there's a catch. There isn't, but there is a catch in the sense of the universe is not your bitch. The universe is not sat there going like, tick, 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 of course you can have this, of course you can have this, of course. You know, the universe wants you to have these things, absolutely. But this is about co-creation. This is about your input into this as well. You don't just sit back and expect all this stuff to come to you. So maybe this is where you could even relate to here of why, you know, people fall along these hurdles or come across these blocks with manifesting their dream life or everything they've ever wanted, because they think it's just gonna magically come to them. Now, I'm all for believing. Belief is the biggest part of law of attraction, and I'm not saying that you can't just believe. Like, sometimes hope and belief is what we have to do when we've taken our inspired action, but you have to have taken your inspired action. So one of the biggest things I hear is like, oh yeah, I want to manifest loads of money, and I'm like, great, how's that going to come to you? Oh, probably through the lottery, because where else would it come from? I'm like, okay, do you play the lottery? No. So how do you expect the money to come to you? And it's really about also like acknowledging that money can come to you in any shape or form through, God, like refunds, tax rebates, inheritance, bonuses, pay rises, new clients if you're self-employed, new jobs, new contracts. Like, there is, you could be gifted it, you could find it. You know, I found like £20 on the street before. You know, when you control it in that way, you're also blocking it. So it's really about getting out of your comfort zone and getting out of how you think it should come to you, and being open to all possibilities and opening up to that. So the co-creation part of that is your part of like, are you showing up every day for yourself and for your spiritual practices? You know, again, what I see people very commonly in my coaching sessions come to me and say is I did The Secret, I read the magic after your recommendation, did all the practices, manifested some great things, and now I haven't manifested anything else. And I'm like, okay, so did you continue everything you did to manifest those things, like daily practices, gratitude, things like that? Do you still continue that every day? No. Okay. So you did all the things and it worked, and then you stopped all the things and now it's not working. Can you see the pattern here? Can you see what I'm trying to show you here? That you have to be consistent. Like, you have to show up for yourself and show up for your practice and show up for the universe. Like, the universe is not your bitch. It's not just gonna sit there and say, you can have all these things with doing fuck all Absolutely not. You have to put the effort in, you have to put the work in. And you know, this is what I always say to people, is it's so much more than wanting materialistic things, you know. Now I know people may want love, or they may want happiness, or things like that, which aren't materialistic. But even with those, like, this is co-creation here of you have a part in this too, and you have a purpose in this too. And you know, think about what you put out, you get back. So if you're not putting anything out and you're just sat there expecting these things to come to you, think about that energetically. Think of the universe as a big mirror. If you're not putting any goodness out, positive vibes, helping people, sharing this message, living your life's purpose, being grateful, you know, showing up for yourself and showing up for others, and, you know, serving the universe by sharing this and helping people, what are you putting out? And then that is being reflected back to you. If you're not doing anything, nothing is being reflected back to you. If you're not doing any of these things, literally the same is being reflected to you. And this is why things may not be manifesting for you, because, you know, it's not just a I want this, I want that, because that's crazy. Like, the universe would never do that. I mean, that's crazy. And you know, although some people would say like the universe is obviously not consciousness, it's obviously just energy, and it's always responding, and it is literally reflecting back to you vibrationally. You know, think about it, like if you were the universe sat there and all these people like, I want this, I want that, and then they're like not really being grateful for what they have already, or they're not really, you know, sharing the love and light of the universe, and they're not really showing up for themselves, you'd be like, bloody hell, do they even deserve it? Like, you know, think about it. If you were the universe, you'd be like, Jesus, like, do you even deserve that? Like, you can have it when you're bloody grateful. Like, you have to be a vibrational match to your desires. So think about that. Like, are you happy and grateful? Are you working with the universe to co-create, or are you just sitting there expecting it all to come to you? Now, I know the majority of people watching this probably watch my videos enough to know that that's never the answer, but you know, people who are very newly on this journey may relate to this a lot more, because this is how a lot of the law of attraction is sold to people, whether it's through The Secret, whether it's through watching The Secret on Netflix, whether it's through reading books which promise you all this like money and fame and success and all of this. Like, they are written that way to play into people's egos, to get them hooked on this, so that the universe could be like, haha, actually there's a greater plan, and we're going to take you on this spiritual journey now where it's not just about manifesting stuff, you're going to have a spiritual awakening. So, you know, I do believe these things have to be written in this way to appeal to where we are as a collective. And you know, when you do get on this journey, you know, I see it, like, people delve more and more into their spirituality, they kind of come across angels, crystals, moon cycles, all the wonderful things that are out there we can work with to manifest. And if you are new to this and you want to learn about that, I've got tons of videos on here, I've got blog posts, I've got podcasts, like, you can learn all about these wonderful things. But you know, there's no rush, take it one step at a time and see what you vibe with, see what works for you. And I think this is what I really wanted to reflect in my own book when I wrote it, because I knew that new people who were new to the law of attraction would read it, and obviously people who have probably watched my work and know it and practice it anyway, so probably would be really familiar with these practices. But having a daily practice is so important, because this is how you show up for yourself. This is how you show up to the universe, by showing up and first thing in the morning having just a little practice which is consistent for you, which means the universe can be consistent with you. Like, you know, if you're being consistent with yourself and you're consistently having a positive vibration where you're feeling gratitude, you're feeling thankful, and you're feeling positive, like, that is going to reflect back abundance, prosperity, and manifestations to you. Like, it's gonna reflect more love and gratitude back to you. Like, you're gonna have more reasons to be grateful if you're sitting there writing your gratitude every day. So what I would really suggest doing, I've got some videos on daily practices again if you want to watch more in-depth stuff, but what I would suggest doing is to do a gratitude practice every single day. Now, gratitude is what you currently have. I've seen people give gratitude for manifestations, and I'm like, no. Gratitude is what you currently have right this moment. So each morning in your notebook, and I do feel, you know, I know some people like to do it out loud, or they like to put it in their phone, but for me, I feel there's such an energy behind actually taking the time to write things out. Like, I would always say write it out in a notebook. Like, try it, see what works for you at the end of the day. But I do believe there's such a good energy behind physically writing things out still. So write down, you know, the magic, for instance, will tell you to do 10 points, and I know a lot of people find that unmanageable, and I know I certainly did. So I cut mine down to 5 points a day. I just literally write, I am so grateful for, and then put like my health or whatever, because it's keeping me alive. So I am so grateful for ... because ... and that's how you should kind of structure your sentences. And even doing this in the morning can be such a powerful way to set yourself up for the day, to, you know, invoke positivity, invoke gratitude, which will help you to attract more of those things. So what is the key to having it all? And, you know, I get asked that a lot, of like, what is the key to manifest it all? And I would say it is that co-creation. It's about knowing that there's more to this. There's more to just manifesting your desires. It is your connection to the universe, your connection to yourself, healing things that come up, working on yourself, like, you know, improving yourself. That's what self-development is. So I think it's being aware of triggers that come up, be aware of healing that needs to occur within you and addressing that, and working on that. It's about, you know, following this journey of enlightenment, following this journey and remembering that we are all one. Like, we are all connected to the universe, we are all one. And it may seem like really spiritual or out there if you are kind of new to the law of attraction. You're like, hold up, I didn't sign up for this. I just signed up for the free stuff. I signed up for all the good things like handbags, cars, money, success. Great, but at the end of the day, you will naturally go into that. Like 6 months down the line, you'll probably be there with your crystals, your chakras and your sage anyway. And it's about knowing that this is like, we're all co-creating together. So yes, we can ask for these things. And again, it's not shaming anybody. It's not saying that it's shameful to want these things, because we're human, we're perfectly allowed to have these things. And this is something which I've always kind of been reminded of by my angels of. It's okay to want these things. It's okay to want money. It's okay to want things like this. You know, you don't have to just want world peace. I mean, obviously let's all want world peace, that's all great. But, you know, you can think about yourself as well and think about what you would like in your life. So that's okay. Like, you know, we're human and we need these things to function in this life. So that's okay. But the secret is not sitting there and feeling like entitled to these things, of being like, I'm gonna sit here, do nothing, and the universe is my bitch and it's gonna bring this stuff to me. Like, that's not gonna work, okay? I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. So, you know, you have to show up for yourself and for your practices. So, you know, working on yourself, becoming the best version of yourself is so important, and that is the key to having it all, because every layer that comes up, everything you heal, everything you move through and kind of up level with, you're growing to be the person who has these manifestations. You're growing to vibrationally match these things. You know, you think about it, if you wanted a dream career, dream house, dream car, dream man, whatever it is, like, think about the person, the version of yourself that has this thing, and, you know, think about it like, what are they going to have to do? They're probably going to have healed some stuff. They're going to be happy. Like, think about the vibration and the emotions that that version of yourself will feel. And this is what you have to tune into. This is what you have to match to become that vibrational match to attract it into your life. And, you know, I say this a lot with fear and worry and not feeling worthy enough, of like, if you're sat there worrying, if you're sat there feeling negative, like vibrationally, you're pushing it further away, because that version of yourself isn't worrying about money. It's not worrying about love. It's not worrying about anything. It's happy. It's going, you know, you're getting on with your life. You know, you're just living your best life. So live that today. Get in that vibration. Get grateful. Get happy. You know, heal whatever may be within you which isn't happy currently. Work on that, because you will never attract the things you want to if you're not healing and working on your inner peace. If you're not feeling there inside yourself, remember the inner reflects the outer. So you have got to vibrationally be there and feel happy and get yourself to a place of fulfillment, feeling good, feeling positive, so that you naturally can attract your manifestations in. Remember, it's all one big mirror. So you have to match that. You have to be in that place. You can't sit there in victim mode. You can't sit there feeling sorry for yourself or just expecting these things to come to you, because vibrationally you're not there. And this is why daily practices are really beneficial, because each day you're doing little things to help yourself shift, to help, you know, attract more reasons to be grateful, attract positivity. And you know, when we are doing our gratitude in the morning, you know, you have that feeling of gratitude, you shift yourself so that throughout the day you can feel grateful and you feel good. And you know, do it in the evening as well, just before you go to bed. Think about all the things that have happened in the day, all the wins, all the good little positives that made you happy. Think about them and give thanks for them too, because if you give gratitude in the evening, when you wake up, you're going to feel grateful, and then you're doing a gratitude practice and then you're going to feel grateful. So it's the more you're consistent with yourself, the more the universe is going to be consistent with you, period. So the steps to law of attraction, or the 5 steps that I would say, and what I've written in my own book Spiritual Queen, is it's not just ask, believe, receive. Because let's think about it, that's then saying that you just ask for your desire, I believe I'm worthy, come on universe. No, that's not co-creation. That's not how it works. It is ask, so obviously get clear on what you want, get specific, put your intentions out there, whether it's vision boards, verbally asking, writing them down, you know, put your intention out there. Absolutely number 2, believe, which is, you know, believing you are worthy and believing that the universe can bring this to you. And again, believing in all possibilities. So for instance, with money, that it's not just one way it can come to you. Be open to all possibilities of how this thing can come to you and in what time frame. Number 3 is trust. And the reason why I put trust in the extra step is because I don't think sometimes we do trust, and trusting is taking your inspired action. So when you trust, you're trusting that the universe is doing its job, it's got your back, but you need to take your inspired action. And this is what a lot of people miss off. They don't take inspired action and then wonder why nothing's happening. Like, again, the universe wants to meet you 50-50. It is not going to come 100% of the way, and equally, you don't need to go 100% of the way. This is 50-50 co-creation. So stop expecting the universe to come 100%, and stop also, if you're a controller, going 100% yourself. Pull back to the middle and let the universe meet you there, because it will be so much easier for you, I promise. So taking inspired action can look like many things. If you want to manifest love, maybe it's working on yourself, getting yourself to a great place, and then getting on dating apps, you know, getting yourself dating, putting yourself out there, taking that inspired action to put yourself in the places where you are going to meet people and you feel good and you're in a good place emotionally. If it's your career, then you will apply for jobs, find out what, you know, if you know what your dream career is, what steps can you take to make that happen? Who can you talk to? What jobs can you apply for? You know, taking that inspired action. And a lot of people would say, well, is it not just working hard for stuff? Absolutely it is. But the universe is bringing those opportunities to you. The universe is meeting you halfway, and you do need to put in the hard work as well to meet the universe halfway. So you've got to put yourself in those positions to be open to receiving these things, to be open emotionally, and also to, yeah, know when that's your opportunity, like be in the right place at the right time. So each day, definitely take inspired action. You know, if you want to start your own business, every single day, work towards that. You know, even little things, even if it's one task, work towards these things, because that is taking inspired action, and that is telling the universe that you are committed to this. You believe in this, you're committed to it, and you're ready to work and meet the universe halfway. So it is not a case of sitting on your ass and waiting for the universe to come 100%. Absolutely not. You have to co-create, which means inspired freaking action. Then number 4 is letting go. So again, another step that a lot of law of attraction practices and books miss out, and letting go is the most important part. So once you've asked, once you believe, once you're like feeling in a good place and you've taken your inspired action, it's time to let go. Now, letting go can be quite a big process, or it can be really simple. It depends how attached you are to that outcome. So when we're having fun, when we're in that vibration of co-creation, we're enjoying life, we're positive, we're grateful, to be honest, naturally we will let go. We will just be getting on life and getting on with life and having so much fun that we naturally forget these things, or our attention's taken elsewhere. So we just kind of naturally forget and let go, and that's good. That's what you want. But if you're kind of spending every day fixating on these things, worrying about these things, obsessing about these things, that is attachment, and that is a no-no. Because think about it again. Think of the mirror with the universe. If you're desperate, if you're fearful, if you're worrying, if you're like, where is it? Come on, why is it not not happening, the universe is reflecting that back to you. So like I said earlier, think of the version of yourself that has that manifestation and become that version of yourself. This is acting as if, and this is a big part of letting go, is acting as if and being like, okay, if I had this desire, I would feel happy, relaxed, enjoying life. Wouldn't even be thinking about it. I'd be so happy because I've got it. So become that version of yourself and release the attachment to having to have this manifestation. You know, I always say, like, think of your plan B, think of your worst case scenario if this manifestation doesn't happen, and become okay with both outcomes. Now again, a lot of law of attraction practices would say that's the worst advice ever, but it's not. It is what has worked for me and even my life coaching clients time and time again. When you can detach from that outcome and become okay and grateful with both outcomes, if it happens, amazing, great, I'd be happy. If it doesn't, okay, obviously not meant for me, but I'd still have all amazing blessings and I'd be really grateful still, and you know, something better would be planned. When you become okay with both outcomes, that's when the universe can meet you halfway. That's when the universe is like, right, they've let go, perfect, now we can come in. And one thing I've learned, which has been the best piece of advice I've ever learned in law of attraction, is the universe will give it to you when you need it the least. And it's so true. It is so true. Every time I finally let go of things, I become okay with both outcomes and I need it the least, bam, there it is. And it's always like when your back's turned, like when you're focusing on something else, when your attention's elsewhere, when you're focusing on other things, it creeps up and you're like, oh my God, okay, wow, that's here, brilliant, thank you, universe. And then number 5 is receive. So this is, you know, like I said, when you've let go, when you've become okay with both outcomes and you've let go of attachment, the universe can meet you halfway and your manifestation will be brought to you. So it's time to celebrate, it's time to give gratitude and thanks. And to, you know, celebrate that you can do this, and don't fall into that checklist of like, right, now I've got this, what's the next thing? You know, embrace that gratitude, embrace those positive feelings of having these things, because that's what you want. That's what, you know, you've worked so hard for. So I guess my message in all of this is you can absolutely have what you want. You can absolutely have it all. You can have what you want. I've done it and numerous other people have as well. It's certainly possible, and it's not elitist. It's not anythingist. Like, every single human being in this planet, on this planet, can have what everybody else has and more. Absolutely, there is enough abundance for everybody. It's not limited, it is not anythingist, it is for everybody, and it is remembering that and remembering we are co-creating. So share this with people, you know, share this gift with people, share the secret, give them the book, give them my book, whatever it is, book you're reading or whatever, you know, that is co-creating by taking this information and sharing it with people, helping people to find this stuff. So remember, the universe is not your bitch. The universe is not gonna, you know, just go 100% of the way and just think you can sit back, not give a shit, and you can just have all this stuff for free. Like, it's not for free. You have to pay with gratitude. You have to pay with your vibes. You have to pay with your intentions and your consistency. So see it as that your currency is your vibration. Your currency is what you put into this. So the more you put into this and the more that you are consistent with yourself, heal yourself and become a vibrational match for your desires, the more you're going to receive. So always remember that, and like, come back to this video if you're like slipping back into that non-taking action stage, or you're thinking like, why is nothing manifesting? Like, rewatch this or rewatch some other videos and remind yourself of these key points of like, you have to follow the process. Like, this is how it works. There's no other like hacks or cheats through it. Like, you have to go through the 5 steps as such, and you have to naturally, like, letting go is not something you can force. Like, it's such a natural process, and it will only be done at the right time. And sometimes you have to continually do it. Like, with some of my manifestations, I've had to continually let go and let go and let go and detach, and then I find myself attached, so then I have to do it all again. So it's a process, and that's okay, because divine timing has its thing, and you know, your manifestation will turn up exactly when it's meant to. Not a minute too late, not a minute too early. So remember that you need to become a vibrational match to it, and think of that, like, what is the version of me who has this doing right now? How are they feeling? And become that, because that will attract your desire so much faster to you. So I hope this video has been really helpful for you guys, and you've come away with some lots of helpful tips and tools that you can go and implement in your day-to-day practices. As always, please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, because I love to hear them. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And don't forget you can join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook. The link is down below, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls where we talk all things law of attraction and positivity. I hope you have a great week whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love guys.